Hi everyone, we are going to be doing another bit of this very pretty wreath from Rita Berman's book today. Now I have decided to do this set of berries. Now there are two sets of clumpy berries, one here and one here. I'm just going to do the lower one just because it's easier for me to reach from my position here under the camera, etc. So we shall just zoom in a little. Now I do enjoy colouring berries. I'm looking at these and thinking carefully about what sort of colours I am going to do them. Now I'm thinking they look a little bit like Rowan berries, so I'm going to do them in a sort of orangey tone. But I'm going to start with orange. Now this is the really vibrant orange from the Bambino. Remember, we're using the Bambino set for these. This is my broken one. It's been sellotaped back together. And this is got a sort of wildcat of some sort on it. And I'm just going to colour each one quite lightly in this colour to start with, because I want to add some darker colours to give it some shadow and shape and shading. So I'm just going to go over all of them very gently with this. Now this crayon gets a little bit bendy, but it's fine. I don't mind. I just have to be a bit careful with it. I actually was surprised I didn't snap any before, because I am pretty heavy-handed with pencils, etc. And as I think I said in the earlier video in this series, the jumbo crayons, which are like a wood, it's like a pencil really, they come in exactly the same colours as these, a little bit more expensive, but you can't break them because they're wood. So that's our little base of orange. Are we squiff? Is that better? Anyway, now I'm going to think about that shading. Now, we don't have a darker orange. I don't really want to do, I'm going to use the darkest brown, excuse me, which is this one with the horse. I'm just going to sharpen, he's a little bit blunt. And I'm going to use that for, gee, I think I'm going to use that in a minute. I've just finished sharpening. I'm going to use the red. No, I'm going to reuse the orange. Goodness, make up my mind. This orange again to add some shape to each of the berries. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a darker surround on each of them and then fade it towards the centre. It's really very similar to what I did on each of the blackberry little rounds on the blackberry, but obviously in a different colour. I'm keeping to this orange because this is really a nice orange colour that I like, apart from its bendiness. I don't know if it's easier to just break it in half and use it small. You can get an extender from Bambino for their crayons, so I haven't got one though, but I really ought to think about getting one. I don't know if you can buy them separately or if they only sell them together with their sets. I shall have to check. It might be a useful thing to have, but I don't use pencil extenders, so maybe I wouldn't really need it. I find them pencil extenders tricky. You can't sharpen the pencil while they're in the extender to keep taking it out and putting it in, and the ones I've got don't fit my brands of pencil very well. I'm sure that's not any fault of the extender. I've obviously just picked the wrong one. My local art shop only had one brand, so I think do your research and homework first. Make sure also it's not very comfortable to hold. It's got quite a rough surface, and obviously it stops it slipping out of your hand, but for me it's uncomfortable. Right, so I think we've got a little bit more shape, and we can use the dark brown now with the horse on. Excuse me, to add some more depth and shadow. So where they touch here, there would be a little bit of shadow. I'm going slightly over the black line as well as just extending it a little bit to create that idea that there's some shadow there. And I'm going to do that on every berry, every little part where they touch. hopefully we can get a more three-dimensional look to them, which is quite fun. Now where the strawberry is as well, there's going to be a bit of shadow up here. I'm just going to add a little bit here, like that. And let's see, I'm not sure whether to add just a little tad of red around the edge of each one, but I think because our strawberry's there, that's going to not necessarily work. I think I might try this lighter brown. This is the one with the lizardy thing on, and I'm going to just add it on the very edge. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up because the orange is quite vibrant. I'm just going to do a little bit anyway. And I'm also thinking about what to do with these little dots. Now I don't think they're light reflecting off the berry. I think they're this sort of end of the berry. So see, I'm putting most of this at the bottom where there will be more shadow. So I think I'm going to want to do them dark. Now I don't know whether a dark brown will really, just putting a bit more under here, it doesn't show up much, whether the dark brown will be too much like the shadow and whether it will work. So I think I might do it black. I'm just doing a little bit more brown in places. It is not quite as dark as I would like. There we go. And so I am going to do those little dots in black. So I'm going to have to sharpen my black crayon because it needs to be really, really pointy to get into that little teeny tiny space. Sharp crayon. And I need to try and be accurate, which is tricky for me. And the thing about using a black is it can help it to look like it's slightly indented, like it's a shadow. It may not, and may just look like it's black. Either way, I'll be happy. So I don't know if you can see. Okay, so that's our berry, and then we have the stalk part to do. We could do it brownish or greenish. I think I might do a mix. So I'm going to grab the dark brown. Can you see all the stalk? Yeah. And just do it darker where it's near to the berry itself. I think that's part of it as well. Oh, you can't see that bit. Maybe you can. Maybe you can. There's no harm in pushing it out. Maybe a little bit there, like that. And then I'm going to grab the green. This is the darker green, which has the frog. And just go over the top in the darker green. And I'm not pressing too hard on where the brown is because I want there to be, it to look like there is some brown. There we go. So it is really a very browny green. I don't want to just darken the green, I want it to look browny green. So there we go. I think that is it for those. Now again, I'm going to keep that short today because there's another set to do at the top, and you can go and do that now if you want, if you've been colouring along, or go and do both and have some fun with it. And then next time there's a video, you'll be all ready for the next step, which I haven't decided what I'm going to do, but by then I will know. So thank you very much for watching, and happy colouring.